Hello, you're watching TVP World Talks. I'm Radosław Rybkowski. Poland's Christmas festivities have always been imbued with the spirit of caring and sharing, with many charitable initiatives striving to bring support to those in need. Among those is the Noble Gift, a program intended to distribute aid to families in Poland based on a careful assessment of their needs. Joining us now is Radosław Rybkowski, professor at the Jagiellonian University, Noble Gift supporter and long-time volunteer. Hello and welcome to TVP World.
Hello. Thank you for the invitation.
So, if you were to describe the initiative to our international viewers, what would you say makes it so unique and special?
I think the most important feature of Noble Gift is that it is, I can say it's based on connecting people in need, families, usually large families or single seniors that are in a quite difficult situation at this present moment, and the people that want to help them. And in between, there are volunteers that visit these families, people in need. They are assessing the most useful and effective way of helping them. So it is more not based on a single type of help. It's more like envisioning what would be elevating the situation of a family. And this is the most important task of volunteers. Volunteers provide the description of the families. They are assessing what is the most important. And it goes to benefactors, people that are willing to help. Later on, as I'm also the one of the person that was preparing these noble gifts to three families this year, we are trying to get everything with the support of our colleagues, friends, buying the stuff, packing them, arranging as a most unique, sometimes the very first, especially in younger kids, the very first time they are receiving large packages wrapped in gift paper, and they are enjoying this Christmas time, sometimes for the very, very first time in their lives.
So you're saying it's about connecting people. In many cases, you have charities sending parcels to people or communities in need all across the world. So there is no element of this personal contact. Now, this is kind of different, isn't it? Because you do actually get an opportunity to get to know somebody else's problems, to talk about them, to explore ways in which that support can not only benefit them in the short term, but also kickstart this sort of journey towards overall improvement. Am I right?
Yes, this is absolutely true. This is I can say, one of the reasons I'm really enjoying being part of Noble Gift and being part of the supporters of Noble Gift for several years. Just one of the example, the story of Pan Zbigniew, Mr. Zbigniew, who was independent. He was quite well off. He had a workshop, but unfortunately his workshop burned down. With the support of neighbors, it was rebuilt. But what was necessary to restart his work was buying necessary tools. And that was what we, as a Noble Gift, provided for him. It was quite expensive, but we knew when he is getting the tools, he will be independent. He might be the support. And he was also proclaiming he will be supporting his own family, meaning his older parents, because that's the reason why he was able to, yes, make his own living and not in a predictable future, dependent on any other help. It is also very important to note that this is it makes Noble Gift different from many other charitable organizations, not only in Poland but around the globe. That we are very caring about the dignity of recipients of the help. So that's the reason why benefactors, they are not directly connecting with people in need. Everything is done through volunteers. Volunteers are helping. They are providing all the necessary information, or answering all the questions. They are sometimes organizing when you are buying larger stuff like refrigerators, replacing doors, or organizing some more important tasks. They are in constant connection, but they are in between. So it's sometimes, because in many cases, it's not only in Poland, but people in need, poor families, they are ashamed of their situation. They don't want to be shown off to the others. And volunteers keep their own dignity.
So do you think that this is the kind of social stigma, that if someone has, some sort of financial problems, they are afraid of being labeled as having descended into a state of poverty, and later on creating a vicious circle about other people who perceive them as such? So perhaps some opportunities they might have had will disappear because they will be perceived as having lost their way in a certain manner. So would you say that this actually addresses that, because it eliminates the moment when someone is branded as, someone actually receiving aid, so they are not doing that well in life, and so on?
Yes, especially that in many cases these are people in rather small townships, small cities, so everybody knows everybody. And in this case, just let me say, advertising yourself that you are actually in need, it's creating quite a rash of stigma, especially when we are talking about kids that are going to schools, they are meeting their own friends, and being shown as a poor kid, it's never a good perspective in school and for the future life. So keeping the separated, it's actually a very good solution, I can say, because as I previously said, it's also based on dignity, on a long-term effect of the gifts that are given. It's like restarting, launching new life with better opportunities for independence, economic independence, and it is the most important difference, making a noble gift in Poland so unique.
Would you say that it also kind of plugs the gap between conventional charities on the one hand and public online fundraisers? Because when you have a public online fundraiser, for example, for someone who has sustained some sort of personal tragedy, like the story of the man who lost his workshop that you mentioned, then the identity of the person becomes widely known. Some people might not want this. So is this where you actually, as an organization, you going in, allowing these people to still receive the support that they need, without having to, take part in the process of coming out saying, look, we have actually had this terrible experience, because some people might not really want that, even if, they might actually be afraid of stepping out and admitting to some sort of something that they perceive as personal defeat, right?
Oh, yes, and as I mentioned, volunteers are preparing the description of the family. It's like saying how many kids there are in the family, what are their own dreams. Sometimes we are also supporting this idea of really very special, very personal type of gift. But the description is also using not the original name, but fake names, just to keep the story real, but without the real names. As you said, by this, we are avoiding this, providing to broader public the stigma of being in terrible situation, in terrible economic condition, and really needing the support of the others. So, and we are also trying to thanks to volunteers, because when you are organizing like this larger type of donation or anything, you are thinking about something that is most important, like tools for the workshop. But volunteers are always trying to find out, like, not so very important from the material perspective, but something that is for the person that really want to be treated as an equal to everybody, like people really enjoying being part of a society. And one of the parcels we were preparing here with my family, the person was dreaming of going once again to Philharmonic. And we organized this. Actually, our Philharmonic Orchestra in Krakow was very eager to provide special voucher to go to attend a concert. And with the support of our friends from the theater, we organized also 2 tickets to opera. So besides food, so that was also like the microwave, this stuff that is necessary for everyday life. We also provided with something special. If it's ticket to the theater sometimes, and that was a very, very heart-touching story when husband, 2 seniors living together, and husband whispered to the ear of volunteer that his wife would never say this, but she would love to have green sweater. And she was receiving this green sweater, and of course she was crying, just understanding that somebody thought about a person, not just a poor person. Somebody thought about something you really want to have, and actually you are ashamed also saying about, yes, I am dreaming about green sweater.
And if someone actually wants to get involved, especially during the Christmas period, what are the options available?
Yeah, of course. This edition of general edition of Noble Gifts is over. The gifts were transferred to people, to persons named by our volunteers. But it is organized this way that around mid-November, there is a huge event transmitted or broadcasted by Polish media. It is called Opening the Base. It is actually the database of families in need, with descriptions of the families, what they really want to have for not only for better Christmas, but for better life. And usually there is like 1 month period when people that are willing to join Noble Gift can name the family they are willing to support. They are organizing everything, buying the stuff, packing, and so on. And eventually, once after 1 month, that was this year, it was 13th of December, it is so-called Weekend of Miracles, because the gifts, all the packages are transferred to the warehouses, and volunteers took these packages to the families. And yes, it is the weekend of miracles, weekend of tears, of joy this time. People are really, seeing that they are treated persons as people, not just people in need and the persons that required some kind of help. But all the year, during the whole year, you or everybody, you can make a donation to Noble Gift, because organizing this huge event, like training volunteers, supporting volunteers, organizing warehouses for transferring the parcels, organizing all the events, it is necessary to have some financial support for everyday activity of Noble Gift action. And there is a younger sister Academy for the Future that is supporting kids in need to make them more self-aware and to help them being young generation prepared for better future.
Professor Radosław Rybkowski was our guest today here on TVP World. Thank you very much for joining us and for sharing your insight.
Thank you very much.
And I'm Janusz Lewiński. You're watching TVP World. Stay with us for more latest news, updates and commentary.